The call came at 2:47 a.m. A wrong number, they said, but I knew her voice. Static crawled through the line like insects under skin. Then the whisper, "You didn't hear this from me." The street outside was silent, too silent. One porch light flickered across the sheriff's office, the same bulb that burned through the night she vanished. Inside, the air smelled like dust, smoke, and something else: regret. A drawer half open, papers still warm from a hand that shouldn't have been there. On the floor, a photo face down, the corner singed. Her face was gone, burned out of it. That's when I knew the town had started erasing her again. I didn't start with questions, I started with silences. Who didn't talk about her anymore? Who looked relieved when her name was forgotten? The sheriff's logbook was missing a night, exactly one night. The night she disappeared. A page torn clean out, but the indent remained, faint letters pressed into the next sheet. I traced them under lamplight. 3:16 a.m., church basement. That was never in the report. Neither was the fact that the power outage happened 20 minutes later. Logic whispered one thing, emotion screamed another. But both led to the same truth. Someone inside this town made sure she was erased twice. First from life, then from memory. The town began to change after that. People shut their blinds earlier. The diner stopped playing the radio. Even the preacher's voice broke mid-sermon when he said her name, as if he'd bitten into guilt. I watched them all, quietly. The way the sheriff's hand trembled over his coffee. The way his wife stopped wearing her wedding ring. The way every story about that night ended with the same line: "Some things are better left buried." But the lie was too practiced, too rehearsed. Someone had told them what to say. And in their silence, I heard it. The pattern of control. The sheriff wasn't just protecting the town, he was protecting himself. The truth wasn't buried in the woods, it was buried under the church. I found the basement door behind the altar, sealed with paint, not nails. Inside, the air was colder than the grave. Damp stone, the smell of mildew, old prayers, and sin. The light from my phone hit a shape under a tarp, a recorder. Dust covered, but still red light blinking. I pressed play. Her voice filled the dark. She was pleading, not for her life, but for the truth to be kept safe. She said his name, the sheriff's. And then another, the pastor's. The two men who preached about law and God had traded both for silence. She'd found something, a file, money funneled through the church. She tried to expose it. They stopped her. The tape ended mid-breath. That's all I needed, the proof. The sound of betrayal wrapped in prayer. I didn't take it to the police. I took it to the press. A small paper outside the county line, one that didn't owe anyone favors. By the time the story broke, the sheriff's office was locked down. The preacher resigned mid-sermon. The same church bells that had hidden her screams now rang for her truth. I watched from across the street as he stepped outside, blinking into daylight. The man who wore guilt like a badge. No one cuffed him. No one had to. His face said enough. The town finally saw him the way she had, as the man who decided whose life was worth remembering. Justice didn't shout, it whispered, and it sounded exactly like her last call. They cleared her name, built a memorial by the church gate, flowers wilting faster than forgiveness. The sheriff left town, the preacher vanished, but their silence still echoes here, in the way people cross the street at night, in how no one answers the phone after midnight. I stayed long enough to see her name carved in stone. Then I left before the town could forget again. Because in a place like this, memory is a crime, and justice was never about mercy.